Good morning, Carolyn. Thanks for meeting with me. Can I get you some water, some coffee, anything like that?
No, thank you.
Okay. My name's Stephanie. As you know, I am representing the state in your husband Carl's pending felony and misdemeanor charges for domestic assault. I know this means that I'm about to ask you some personal questions, specifically ones about the night of the assault, which might make you feel uncomfortable. Just take your time, and if you have any questions, please feel free to ask, or if you need a break, let me know at any point. Please remember, I'm not a part of Carl's defense team. I'm here to get a better understanding of what happened, to do my best to ensure this never happens to you again. Anything said between you and I is guarded by attorney-client privilege, as long as you don't tell me anything about any future crimes or anything like that. Does all that make sense?
Uh-huh.
Okay, let's start with tell me a little bit about you. I mean, where did you grow up?
I grew up in New York,
Mm-hmm.
Oaks Falls. I went to Vassar.
Oh, that's neat. Did you graduate?
I did.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And what kind of work have you been doing?
I like to do freelance babysitting and working with kids. They make me really happy. So yeah, I had nurseries and stuff.
Oh, that's awesome. I have little boys myself. I was a teacher before I decided to be an attorney. It kind of helps having, a little child care knowledge behind that. When did you and Carl meet?
About 3 years ago.
About 3 years ago? That's awesome. And how long have y'all been married?
About 2 years.
About 2 years. Can you tell me a little bit about y'all's relationship, how it started, where did y'all meet, anything like that?
We met at a friend's house. It started really well. We fell in love really quickly. We were married pretty quickly. But he has some problems and things turned bad pretty fast.
Pretty fast. Before y'all got married, after?
After.
Kind of a quick escalation.
Yeah.
Do you think his PTSD plays any part in that?
I do.
Mm-hmm.
He gets pretty violent.
He gets pretty violent. Does he have any history of substance abuse? Anything along those lines? You think any of that might?
I don't know.
You're not sure. Okay. Okay. This is where we're gonna get a little. These questions might make you a little more uncomfortable. We're gonna talk a little more about the night of the assaults.
Okay.
What do you remember about the day?
I was just kind of lounging around, waiting for him to get home and just working around the house.
Just working around the house. I know that they've said that you have multiple sclerosis. Was that?
It was. I do. I have bad days sometimes, and I've been in like a little bit of a spell of bad days.
What would a bad day typically look like? I mean, you just tired?
Tired, on edge, sad. It's just hard.
And in your words, what exactly happened that started the whole altercation that evening?
We were just sitting on the couch and we were watching TV, and he just kind of looked at me and was like, "I gotta kill you." And then I got really scared after that.
Wow. Were you injured in any way?
I was. He punched me 5 times while he was holding me, and then he put his hands around my throat and put his fingers up my nose so I couldn't breathe.
It's okay. It's okay. I know these questions are hard. I'm here for you, though. I'm not here to protect him in any way.
Thank you.
How would you describe his temperament the day that it happened? Was he on edge on the couch?
It just kind of turned. He seemed kind of fine, and then he just out of nowhere got violent.
By fine, would it be how he's on a tip? Was anything out of the ordinary?
No, not until he kind of looked at me and was like, "I gotta kill you."
Was anybody under the influence of drugs or alcohol?
I wasn't, no.
Was he?
I don't know. I can't speak to that.
Was anyone else there?
No.
Did he say anything during the altercation that would?
He just was saying that he should kill me and that this was bullshit, and I shouldn't start the bullshit again.
Has this ever happened any other time?
Not to this extent. He's been violent before, but never threatening to kill me.
Can you tell me a little bit about how some of those started, or pretty much?
Just after a long day, he gets kind of fed up and turns it on to me.
What did you think was going to happen that night?
I thought he was going to kill me.
And how are you feeling now?
Like he could kill me still.
Were there any threats made against anyone else other than you?
Just me.
Do you have any fears or concern now that he's been arrested? Have any statements of threats been made since you sought assistance and called us? Or
Not since I've gotten the restraining letter, no.
And so, are you feeling?
I mean, it's just a piece of paper. So he'll still come after me.
Is there anything we could help with to make you feel any more comfortable?
I don't think so.
Okay. The defense is going to try and turn this a little bit on you. I know that's hard to hear.
Mm-hmm.
And I know it seems unfair and wrong, but it's their job to represent Carl. And it's our job to make sure that that what he's done gets taken care of. Is there anything that you might need to tell us that the defense could possibly use against?
I don't think so. I'm the victim here.
Yes, in this circumstance, this happened to you, and it was horrible. However, I know they've brought up some possible substance abuse. I mean, we're not here if we can help you find substance abuse treatment, anything like that if you needed it. But do you use any sort of drugs or alcohol? And I know there's also been comments made on regarding infidelity and you being unfaithful to Carl. None of that.
None of that is true.
Okay. Just want you to know that anything you say between you and I stays here between you and I. We're not here to add any further anything. Just making sure that we have the whole picture. I know there's a note and it. No, were y'all thinking about getting divorced?
I was thinking about it because he's so violent. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Have you taken any steps further into that?
No.
Okay. Well, thanks, Carolyn. I believe that's all the questions that I have for you. Do you have any questions for me or what's going to happen going further into this?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Thanks for meeting with me, and please feel free to contact me or my office if you have any further questions.
Thank you.